Hey, what's up, everybody? Tortora and Alford of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, standing outside of the Dome where Syracuse just fell to Notre Dame 41-24. It's the first time Notre Dame has been in the Dome in almost 20 years. 2003, Syracuse won 38-12, and in this game, it goes the other way for Notre Dame. Thoughts,
like you were saying, comparing those two games, we probably had Walter Reyes run for 5 touchdowns, control the ball on the ground, and you see Notre Dame did pretty much the same thing in this game. Control the ground attack, try to wear this defense down. It didn't really help starting the game out with a pick six. That was a tough pill to swallow, but the offense tried to keep up with Notre Dame, but when it comes down to execution, they just didn't really do enough to keep the defense fresh and off the field.
Yeah, that was a big issue, is knowing that you have a team that's going to ground and pound. And as Dino said, 7 offensive linemen, because I guess he's including those running backs on that, too. And speaking on the fact that they had 4 tight ends as well, that they're going to run the ball with multiple guys out there. And all of the guys had success. They had over 100 yards combined in the first half alone, and 246 rushing yards to 61 for Syracuse. So when you're giving up the ball on quick 3 and outs and you're giving it back to a team that can ground and pound and slowly back you into your own end zone, not a good place to be for Syracuse. And it was the battle of offenses, and clearly Notre Dame won that.
Yeah, they definitely did. They did exactly what they wanted to do. Like you say, rotating those 3 running backs in. Syracuse switched it up in the second half with Carlos Del Rio Wilson, and he came out. Dino say he gave him a grade of a C, but I guess you can say for the situation, he did come out and do the best he could do. There was some plays out there he did well, and you got to tip your cap to the defense and the tip interception. That happens in football. So, but and then some uncharacteristic drops by the offense and some of the star players out there. But all in all, just not enough to keep Notre Dame at your pace. They controlled the game, and they did exactly that.
Every quarterback in this game, Pine for Notre Dame, Del Rio Wilson, and Schrader for Syracuse, were all 50% or less on completion percentage, and every single one of them had 1 touchdown and 1 interception. But the interception, like you said, Del Rio Wilson, that was tipped, and nothing you can do about that inside of the open field. He did give life to the team. He did get them into the end zone, and he did make this a game in the second half. But eventually Notre Dame did what they were doing all game, which is control the clock, run the ball, and take advantage of it. And Syracuse switched punters from Max von Marburg to James Williams. And as soon as James Williams came in, he had his punt blocked, and it was recovered by Notre Dame on the Syracuse 2. And it took them 1 play for those 2 yards to run it back into the end zone, which, you look at that play, you look at the interception to start the game, and you take those away, that's 14 points. Syracuse loses 41-24, so you take those 14 points away, and all of a sudden it's what, 27-24?
Yeah, and I think at that point, too, it was 24-17, I believe. It was a 7-point game, and then, like you said, after the block punt, that stretched it back out to 14 points, and so now you're battling, trying to get even closer just to maintain contact with those guys. But, yeah, uncharacteristic. With the chance, I know Dino said he's going to go back and look at the tape to see if the punter held it. I don't think it wasn't the punter held it. It was an unblocked man coming off the edge. So when he see that, he'll see somehow one of the guard guys didn't get their read right, and the guy came off the edge and just had a clean block.
Positive we take from this game, Sean Tucker is now 5th all-time in Syracuse history for career rushing yards. So he is now in the top 5 for Syracuse, which is absolutely incredible. So that's a good thing there. Hopefully Garrett Schrader will get healthy, and you'll see my conversations, my Q&A with Dino Babers, the head coach, as well as extensive Q&As with kick returner, punt returner, and wide receiver Trevor Pena, as well as defensive end JT Gear. Positive for you?
Yeah, definitely positive. You see the team come out, even though Schrader didn't have the best game, the backup quarterback came in, and the offense kind of still executed. So we kind of talked about that in the first half, what was the problem with the offense. And in the second half, you kind of see them execute, get back into the game. You just can't make the mistakes, like you said. A team like Notre Dame, you can't give them extra possessions and chances.
Notre Dame now 5-3, 2-1 at home. Syracuse 6-2, 5-1 at home. This being their first loss of the season inside of the Dome. And moving forward, prayers and well wishes to Garrett Schrader as well as Kalen Ellis, Garrett Williams, and everybody that's trying to get back and get healthy on either side, those being obviously Syracuse players here. Kalen Ellis, who's been a starting left guard, Garrett Schrader, who's been the starting quarterback, and Garrett Williams, who's an NFL prospect at corner for Syracuse. So hoping the best for all of you. Thanks for coming out to the Dome. You have one more home game inside of the Dome that's behind us here on November 12th on a Saturday against Florida State, and I expect you all to show up and continue to cheer on this team. There's no fair weather here in Syracuse. You're either with us or you're not. So we look forward to seeing you very soon.